So Lynn, how would you describe your genre?
Well, I described it in a master's paper I did in my research paper as street noir, and that is a relationship. It's a hybrid between film noir cinema and street photography. It contains elements from both, but I think both have influenced each other for the last 80 or 90 years. So my work does have cinematic influences and also influences from the classical street photographers as well.
So which cinematic references resonate with you?
Well, the Italian film directors and mainly Antonioni, people like that. Also Hitchcock. There's anxiety, which is one of the key components in neo-noir cinema. And I like to get anxiety into my pictures. And the beauty of those movies as well. You know, David Lynch was an important influence. Very beautiful images, very disturbing, very unsettling, and not at all conclusive. I like that kind of openness of those kind of movies.
So tell me the story of the dancing dog photo.
Well, I was amazed at the name for a start, the Dancing Dog Cafe. I mean, how many of them are there? But one thing I didn't notice, particularly when I decided to shoot it, was the wire mesh dog out the front, which is, you can see now. But at night, when the lights hit it, they're set up in such a way in this building that it glows. It's almost like a ghost dog. And I found that quite attractive.
Why do you focus on inanimate objects?
They're a way of talking about people indirectly. If you photograph a person, if you're shooting a person, there's either two ways to shoot them: candid, where they don't know you're shooting them, or you ask them and they pose for you, and they have they're acting in a sense. They're presenting their best side to you. They're combing their hair, or they're straightening their whatever, or they're fixing their moustache. Buildings are more honest. They don't pose for you, and yet they're still human constructions. So they're an honest reflection of human activity, especially laneways, because they are the places that people know the public don't see them. So that's more of an honest reflection of their behaviour than the facade up the front, which is what they want you to think. I'm hoping my pictures have an emotional aftertaste, shall we say, because, I mean, every artist wants to feel that they're moving people, that they touch some kind of feeling. In my case, it's pathos. You feel sad for the thing, because in fact you feel sad for people and the struggles that people are going through. So these things, degraded things in my pictures, represent human struggles, human difficulties, human triumphs, human joy, human ecstasy, human silliness, and so on. So I'm looking for things to represent those emotions that people exhibit. When I go out to work, I do not follow what I think a lot of people feel photographers do, street photographers do. That is, hunt pictures. It might sound like a play on words, but I let pictures hunt me. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a picture in mind when I go out to work. I wait to get struck by something, hit in the solar plexus by something, and then I'll shoot it. For me, it's finding the magic in the city and not knowing if any's there. What's photography? It's two things. It's the process of making the image, and it's what you do with the image once you've made it. And if you're not excited by both aspects of photography, the process and the final product, then you'd probably be bored and do something else. But I'm as excited by making the image as I am by displaying it.
And you usually shoot at night. Why is this?
I always shoot at night because of the intensity of the colours, partly. Because there's an air of mystery. The night kind of disguises aspects of the city. It's a way of reclaiming the city from its owners and or developers and or governments or police and whatever. So I'm taking people on a tour, in a sense, of the city with no people and no obstructions. One of the things about street photography is that you're in an ever-changing, very fluid environment. Street artists work places over and over and over, and so things change constantly. For example, where we're standing right now in this garage, there used to be a cute little sign up there saying delicious cupcakes. And back here, there was actually an amazing painting of a woman holding an olive, and as you can now see, it's a cat. So that's part of the magic, I think, of photographing in streets and lanes, is that you've created an object called a photograph out of ingredients within the scene, but that's never going to be the same again. So that picture is, in a sense, a one-off. It's an original.
Okay, and you're shooting at night, you're shooting old, degrading things. What do you think of the roles of time and nostalgia in your work?
Well, they're different things, time and nostalgia, of course. Time is interesting because my shots are all very long exposure and on film, and I'm doing things that you can't do digitally because film acquires light over time, like sediment, and it can take you into a zone which is between night and day. I'm attracted to two opposites when I'm shooting. I'm attracted to both anxiety and beauty. If something's beautiful and comfortable, I don't shoot it. If it creates a feeling of anxiety but it's ugly, I don't shoot it. I like the paradox. I like that delicious set of opposites. And they're important to me. And if I don't find that when I'm out shooting at night, I don't shoot anything. The thing about street photography, and that keeps me doing it, as opposed to, say, conceptual work, where I could come up with an idea and then execute it in the studio or something, it's this living thing called a city, which I allow to surprise me, and that's infinite. That's never going to end, you know. And I'm very excited when I'm standing in front of something and a picture emerges. I feel like the luckiest man in the world.